Hi, folks. So, yeah, I was just thinking. I just had a message on my whatever it was from Bannerbuzz where I was getting the stickers from that I had in my car. And so I was thinking, would I do that again? Do I need to keep an account with that company? And the answer is no, not with stickers. No. If I had another car and it was going to be appropriate to give that car to God, well, I'd always give it to God anyway. But the point of it is, give it to God in the same way to have, you know, scriptures on. Then I'd have it done properly. Properly doesn't mean stickers done by people that can really do it. It means either wrapped with the wrapping having the stickers, or painted. Painted would be better, and I'd repaint the car. To me, I've always wanted a car that at night time it looks black and at daytime it looks blood red. Because blood red, I love that colour. It's beautiful. It's a very strong red colour. And just to have those tints of black in it so it changes colour. That as daytime goes and we get darker, then the car goes darker, goes to black. That would be lovely. Love that. That would be gorgeous to have that. And so therefore I'd change the colour and I'd get the scriptures put on it. And so you could even have that paint changing colour, getting brighter at night time. Yeah. But again, that's all down to money. That's all down to what God wants. Would it definitely be different? I wouldn't have as many scriptures on it. I wouldn't have the scriptures being so small. I wouldn't have a clue what I put on because I'm not there at that point in time making a decision, but it would be, hopefully led at the time. But yeah, as to all things, time will tell what's going to happen with regards to that or anything else. But it's an interesting point. When I do it again, yeah, put it this way, I would love to have, I'd love to have it done properly, done professionally, so it looks beautiful. So it looks, so it's not just some stickers put on a car that can be ripped off and that the weather is going to basically damage anyway. Having it where it's actually painted on, and then obviously the car gets lacquered afterwards with the lacquer going on top of the scriptures. Brilliant. That would be lovely. Properly done by someone who knows what they're doing. It will cost a lot of money, of course. But that's the point. It would be up to God to provide the money for it, because it would be a case where if God says do that, then yeah. Well, because to me, again, it's like the Jag. The Jag was a car, but it was really an object that can be used to point to God. And any car, there's a lot of people that got offended that I put stickers on a 2008 Jag because they saw it as it's a Jag. No, it's a car. It's a car, it's an object that can be used to point to God, and so therefore I've got no problem. I couldn't care less if God gives me a Rolls Royce or a Porsche or whatever in the future, a Bentley or a Lamborghini or whatever. If it can be used to glorify God or point to God, then yeah, that's going to happen. If that's what God wants. Because I couldn't care less about that, really. I mean, yes, that it's nice to have nice things. I get that. And it'd be nice to drive a lovely, new, comfortable car. Like a Mercedes, BMW, Jag, or whatever. A really well-made car that when you close the car door, you hear a big thud as the door closes, and ooh, that sounds lovely. That's well made. Yeah, nice. Don't mind that at all. That'd be lovely to have. But yeah. Yeah, it's like, okay, if you have a car that's like sitting on a lovely sofa, with all the electrics that you need, beautiful sound for your music, okay. But it's still a car. It's about getting you from A to B. That's the point, isn't it? Really, it's about getting you from A to B, and yeah. So when it comes down to it, I would have no problem doing that. But it's up to God. It's up to God. Well, I was talking to somebody yesterday, Stuart, the person that I used to go on walks with before, when I had these doggies, and I used to go on walks with him. I was saying to him about ownership, and that's the point. The reason why, when God gives you something, you give it back to Him, then you don't have issues with ownership, because the thing about ownership is, it's like these dogs. If I think these dogs belong to me, right? If someone says to me, "Can I have one of your dogs?" I go, "No, they're my dogs. No." So I've got a lovely, well, I say a decent stereo system to play music through, right? Okay. If someone said to me, can I have that? If I've saved up money to buy that, and I've sold things so I can buy that, and it's mine, the answer would always be no. The bloody hell you're thinking, asking me if you can have my stuff? No. I spent a blinking long time getting that. That's mine. Right? Of course. But if I understand it, that no, God gave it to me, or God helped me to get it, so I give it back to God. If someone says, "Can I have?" Well, then I just go to God about it. Do you want this person to have it? If the answer is yes, okay. I could have made a bigger deal with the Jag, because the person who got the Jag, as spares and repairs, conned me on it. He was a con artist. I could have done something about it. I could have found out where he lived quite easily. I could have trashed his place, trashed the cars that he had, in order to get my sort of revenge on him conning me. But the reality is, again, it wasn't my car. That car belonged to God. God gave it to me. I gave it back to him. He stole from God. He didn't really steal from me. So therefore, yeah, okay. The reality, what with it was, well, okay, that's the point. Yeah, if somebody steals something that they think is yours but actually belongs to God, then they're stealing from God. They're not stealing from you. So even that, if someone steals, then yeah, it's all ownership is a problem. Ownership is that situation where people are very heavy on ownership. Same as a car, the idea of a car. If God gives me a lovely car in the future and says to me he wants me to get that painted with stickers on it, so all the paintwork taken off, primer, then the paint goes on, and then before the lacquer, somebody paints all the scriptures on, then the lacquer goes on. If he wants me to do that, if I have ownership, if I've worked blinking hard for that car, I'm going to get a bit offended, aren't I? Right? And that's why people get offended when they see stickers on a car, like was on my car, because they wouldn't do it to theirs, because they work bloody hard for their car and they like their car. They wouldn't do that because they see somehow the car is something more than a car anyway. Well, it's not. It's a car. Nothing more. It's not a. It's an object. If it was something more than a car, why would it keep failing MOT? Because if your car doesn't like you, it's more than a car. It's actually like a person. Well, that person clearly doesn't like you, so sod that. Yeah. That whole point that it's more than a car. Sod off. It's a car. But people get offended, of course. That's okay. That's fine. How more offended would people get if it's a very new car that's very expensive and it's got all stickers over it pointing at God? Well, not stickers, writing on it. People would get so offended with that. Yeah. Some people would, but again, so what? Yeah. So what? They wouldn't get the point of it. They would get the point that somebody basically damaged a perfectly good car. So if God says do that, I'll be like, yep, Christy. No, I'd do it, yeah. And yeah, deal with the people that get offended. That's okay. You can be offended by what God does. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, people will be. People get offended by light all the time. So yeah, don't not do things because people get offended.